Owners coming tonight, really appreciate it. I'd also like to introduce the new commissioner, Commissioner Amadral. He is joining us for the first time ever, and he represents Ward 6. Thank you for joining us. And being the new commissioner, you get to say the Pledge of Allegiance. So would everybody please stand?
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would like to remind my fellow commissioners to turn on your microphone on when speaking and off when not speaking. And when speaking, place the microphone within 4 inches of your mouth. Thank you. Members of the public may attend the Historic Resource Commission meetings in person or virtually via Zoom. I now invite the Commission Secretary to describe the way the public can access and participate in the meeting. Oh, sorry, forgot it. We got to take a roll call. Oops. All right, will the Secretary please call roll?
Commissioner Almendral?
Here.
Commissioner Escamilla?
Here.
Commissioner Hardy?
Present.
Commissioner Jauregui?
Here.
Commissioner Shipp? Commissioner Rincon? Vice Chair Christie?
Here. Oops. No.
Chair Marashi?
Here.
Chair, quorum has been reached at 4:42 p.m.
Thank you. Okay, now if you would please describe how people can attend, the public can attend the meeting.
This meeting is being live streamed via our portal www.santa-ana.primegov.com/public/portal and to www.youtube.com/City of Santa Ana videos. If you would like to provide a public comment, you may do so in the following ways. Join the meeting via Zoom, enter meeting ID number 8817620573. When the item that you would like to speak on is being discussed, select the hand icon to let us know you would like to speak. You will be called upon by the name you entered. You can also join the meeting by calling 669-900-6833. Enter meeting ID number 8817620573. When the item that you would like to comment on is being discussed, press 9 to let us know you would like to speak. You will be called upon by the last 3 digits of your phone number. After you are called upon, you may press 6 to unmute yourself. For those who are attending this meeting in person and would like to provide public comment, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it in to the secretary. All speakers will have 3 minutes to speak. I will alert you when your time is up.
Moving on to public comments on non-agendized items. Secretary, does anyone wish to speak?
If you are attending this meeting in person and would like to comment on non-agenda items, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it in to the secretary. If you are participating via Zoom and would like to comment on non-agenda items, please select the hand icon and unmute yourself. If you are calling in and would like to comment on non-agenda items, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. I will wait a few seconds. Chair, we do not have any speakers.
Thank you. Moving on to the consent calendar. Before we take motions and vote, do any of the commissioners have anything they wish to disclose related to any of the items on the consent calendar?
I believe I need to recuse myself. I'm within 500 feet of the subject property.
Okay.
Right.
The only thing I have to mention is that I did meet with Lynn, the homeowner. Okay. Is there a motion to approve item A, minutes from the July 9th, 2025, item B, excused absences, and item C, historic property preservation agreement number 2025-06, for the property located at 2520 North Valencia Street.
I'll make the motion to move the item.
Thank you. So we have a motion from Commissioner Escamilla. Do we have a
And I can
second?
second.
And we
Chair.
have a second from Janelle Hardy, Commissioner Janelle Hardy. Secretary, would you please call roll?
Hey, Chair and Recording Secretary, we might have a quorum issue if Commissioner has stepped out.
Oh,
So why don't we just wait a minute? Thanks.
wow.
Yeah, we can do A, B, skip C for now, right?
Can, since he recused himself, you can always save this
Okay.
item for later on the calendar when other additional commissioners come to the meeting.
All right.
All right, so I think we need him back in the room, so if he can hear us, he needs to come out for the quorum.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the bylaws say that the majority of the members voting can pass this. So since there are 4 of you, you just need 3 in the majority to vote on that item.
Now,
You can either do it now or you can push it to the end.
I know in the past, if we have a new commissioner, they haven't been allowed to vote on the meeting minutes from the previous meeting. Is that still the case?
So they are allowed to vote, my understanding by the reading of the bylaws, they are allowed to vote so long as they read the minutes and comprehend them and are able to basically attest
Okay,
to the
great.
contents
Thank
of
you.
those minutes.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
Yeah, so I guess I'll be making the motion for items A and B.
Do we have a second?
I can second that, Chair.
So we have a motion by Chairman Escamilla and a second by Chairman Hardy. May I please have a roll call vote?
Commissioner Almendral? Commissioner Escamilla?
Yes?
Commissioner Hardy?
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui?
Yes.
Commissioner Ship? Commissioner Rincon? Vice Chair Christie? Chair Marashi?
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Ship, Commissioner Rincon, and Vice Chair Christie absent.
Thank you. That concludes the consent calendar. Moving on to the business calendar. I will now review the process for the public hearing so that everyone knows what to expect. Staff will provide a presentation and answer questions from the commission. The public hearing will then be open. The applicant will be given the opportunity to speak, limited to 15 minutes. Members of the public will be given the opportunity to comment, limited to 3 minutes. The applicant will be given the opportunity to respond to comments by the public, limited to 5 minutes. The public hearing will be closed. The discussion will return to the commission with formal action to approve, deny, or continue review of the applicant. Please consider the following suggestions when organizing your thoughts. Please state your name and address, strictly voluntary. State whether you support, oppose, or are neutral to the proposal. Your statement should include all pertinent facts within your knowledge. Please note, the formal actions by the Historic Resource Commission shall become effective 10 days after the 10-day appeal period, unless the City Council holds a public hearing on the matter. Then the formal action will become effective on the day following the hearing and decision by the City Council. An appeal from the decision or requirement of the commission must be filed with the clerk of the council and a copy sent to the planning department within 10 days of the date of the commission's action. The appeal may be made by any interested party, individual, or group. Item 1. This is the time and place for the Historic Resource Commission application, number 2024-10, Historic Register categorization number 2025-07, and Historical Property Preservation Agreement, application number 2025-09, for the property located at 1412 North Louise Street, located within the single-family resident R1 zoning district. Before we begin, do any of the commissioners have anything they wish to disclose with regards to this item? Yes.
I drove by the
Commissioner Hurd.
property, but I did not talk to anybody.
I also drove by the property but did not engage with the owners.
And I also drove by the property and I got to meet the owners. It was pleasant. Okay. James Williams will now provide a brief presentation.
Apologies. Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. Fortunately, I'm having slight technical difficulties with the new system in place for displaying this. Okay. All right, thank you for your patience. The first item on tonight's agenda is a request to place the property addressed at 1412 North Louise Street on the Santa Ana Register and to execute a Mills Act agreement with the property owner. The R. Miller House is located in the Park Santiago neighborhood, excuse me, and is architecturally significant as an intact example of a Tudor Revival house in Santa Ana. Orange County Assessor's Office data shows the property was constructed in 1932. The earliest known owner occupants were the family of Robert and Ida Miller, who moved into the house by 1935. Contemporary news articles show he served as Mr. Miller worked as a real estate agent in Orange County from the 1940s to the 1960s. The R. Miller House qualifies for listing in the Santa Ana Register of Historical Properties under Criterion 1 as an intact example of a Tudor Revival style house in Santa Ana. The recommended categorization is contributive because it is a good example of its style. See where I've gone wrong here. The commission may recall that in order for a property to be categorized as contributive, it must contribute to the overall character and history of the neighborhood or district and be a good example of period architecture. Here we have additional photos of the R. Miller House. Its character defining features may not be limited to its L-shaped plan, asymmetrical primary facade, cross-gabled roof forms, moderately rough stucco siding and false half timbering, multi-pane wood sash windows, single pane focal window situated within a molded surround evocative of stonework, a tripartite focal window with a central fixed pane and flanking multi-pane wood sashes, a main entrance set within a small gable and accessible by 2 curved concrete steps, and the detached garage. The property has no identified unauthorized modifications. Upon consideration of the application, it is recommended that the city enter into a historic property preservation agreement subject to completion of future improvements as described in the work plan. Future improvements identified in the work plan include addressing the discoloration on the planter wall adjacent to the primary facade, assessing the condition of paint and stucco, and repairing as necessary, subject to staff approval, replacing non-compatible window and door on the north side of the detached garage, subject to staff approval, assessing the condition of the roofing eaves, fascia, and rain gutters throughout the residence, and repairing and replacing items in kind as necessary, and assessing all historic windows and window framing, repainting, repairing, or replacing in kind as necessary. Staff will ensure that the proposed work will be done sensitively and will maintain the property's character defining features as part of the Mills Act agreement for this property. This is the second part of the Mills Act plan. With that, staff recommends that the commission adopt a resolution to approve HRCA number 2024-10 and HRC number 2025-07, and recommend that the City Council authorize HPPA number 2025-09.
Does the commission,
And sorry, to clarify, I made a mistake. This is not in Park Santiago. This is in Washington Square. That was a mistake on my part.
Thank you. Does the commission have any questions or comments of staff? Okay. The public hearing is now open. Would the applicant like to speak on the matter? Not in the audience. Are they online? Nope. Okay. Does the commission, okay, recording secretary, have we received any written communication, or is there a member of the public that would like to comment on this item?
Chair, we have not received written communication. If you are attending this meeting in person and would like to comment on this item, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it into the secretary. If you are participating via Zoom and would like to comment on this item, please select the hand icon and unmute yourself. If you are calling in and would like to comment on this item, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. I will wait a few seconds. Chair, we do not have any speakers.
Okay, thank you. The public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to approve this matter?
Actually, I had a question for staff, if at all possible.
Sure.
Thank you, Chair. Just wondering if we can get a close-up on the stucco. So I know we said rough stucco, but just trying to see if like we have to note like the particular pattern type of rough stucco that's on the exterior for this Tudor. And I guess it would just have been useful just to kind of see exactly what the stucco pattern is that we're kind of looking, because I guess on the Google Street View, it comes out clear that it's kind of like this patterned rough stucco rather than just a generic rough stucco. So I'm not sure like how we describe that specifically, if it needs to be described, but that's the only thing I'm kind of looking for, at least on the description, but might be an item for the future. But that's the only observation I'm seeing.
Commissioner, one option would be to just include language to say to match the stucco texture on the front elevation.
Yeah, perfect, yeah.
Great. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion
Okay.
to approve.
And fully
second
state
it.
the motion, please.
As staff recommended. Sorry.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Secretary, please call roll call vote.
Chair Almendral, sorry, Commissioner Almendral,
Yes.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Yes?
Commissioner Hardy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Yes.
Commissioner Ship, Commissioner Rincon, Vice Chair Christie, Chair Marashi.
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioners Ship and Commissioner Rincon and Vice Chair Christie absent.
Thank you. This is the time and place for Historical Resources Commission application number 2025-12, Historical Register categorization number 2025-08, and Historic Property Preservation Agreement number 2025-07 for the property located at 2402 North Riverside Drive, located within the single-family resident R1 zoning district. Before we begin, do any commissioners have anything they wish to disclose regarding this property?
I drove by the property, did not meet the owners.
Same here. I drove by the property, did not meet the owners or anybody.
I drove by and I met the owners, and they're here tonight. Okay. James Williams will now provide a brief presentation.
The next item for your consideration is a request to place the property addressed at 2402 North Riverside Drive on the Santa Ana Register and to execute a Mills Act agreement with the property owner. The H.A. Peterson House is located in the Floral Park neighborhood and is architecturally significant as an intact example of a contemporary modern style house in Santa Ana. It is currently listed as a contributor to the Floral Park National Register Historic District. Research shows that in 1951, contractor Douglas W. Edwards built the property as a 6-room residence for the family of Homer A. Peterson. Its original construction cost was $15,000. Peterson is known to have worked as, quote, an internal revenue agent, end quote, at the time this family occupied the property. The H.A. Peterson House qualifies for listing in the Santa Ana Register of Historical Properties under Criterion 1 as an intact example of a contemporary modern style home in Santa Ana. The recommended categorization is contributive because it is a good example of period architecture. As established previously, in order for a property to be categorized as contributive, it must contribute to the overall character and history of a neighborhood or district and be a good example of period architecture. Here we have additional photos of the H.A. Peterson House. Character-defining features of the property include, but may not be limited to, its 1-story low horizontal massing, low-pitched cross-hipped roof with overhanging eaves, stucco and vertical woodlap wall cladding, floor-to-ceiling glass block sidelight at the front entrance, wood sash windows, including horizontal sliding and 12-pane fixed configurations, extended beam shade feature, and a flush door with the original mail slot and handle. The property has no unauthorized modifications. Upon consideration of the application, it is recommended the city enter into a historic property preservation agreement subject to completion of future improvements as described in the work plan. Those future improvements do include replacing missing horizontal upper window frame member at the east elevation based on the design of a similar adjacent window, repainting the fence around the recreational vehicle enclosure in a color appropriate to the style and period of construction of the property, assessing the condition of all windows, including frames and sashes, and repairing or replacing in kind as necessary and with staff approval. Excuse me. Assessing the condition of the roof cladding, eaves, exposed rafters, and fascia, and repairing or replacing in kind as necessary. And finally, assessing the paint and stucco throughout the residence and repairing or replacing as necessary. Staff will ensure that all proposed work will be done sensitively and will maintain the property's character-defining features as part of the Mills Act agreement for this property. With that, staff recommends the commission adopt a resolution to approve HRCA number 2025-12 and HRC number 2025-8, and recommend City Council authorize HPPA number 2025-7. Thank you.
Does the commission have any questions or comments of staff? Nope. Okay. Public hearing is now open. Would the applicant like to speak on the matter?
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having us. This is my wife, Joelle. I'm Steve Meese. Our property, 2402 North Riverside Drive, 1951, mid-century modern. We bought the home in '96. We've kept it 100% original to all specs, all windows, all doors, solid wood windows. That's the old school wooden slider windows that do take some maintenance to keep up, and we've always kept them up and kept them painted well to keep them in good shape. And we've been there about 29 years, since 1996. My wife and her family are long-term Santa Ana residents, making our kids 5th generation Santa Ana residents. And I will let her expand on that because her grandparents.
I'm so sorry to.
She's a good speaker.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. If you can get closer to the mic and speak a little louder, please. Sorry, we can hear you.
Anything anybody missed, I can repeat.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay.
I wasn't going to speak, but my great-grandparents came to Santa Ana and established, my great-grandfather was Frank C. Pope, and he had Frank C. Pope and Sons real estate office on the corner of Baker and 17th forever and ever. And my grandfather, my father, my uncles all worked there. I was born and raised in Washington Square.
I went to Santa Ana Public Schools. I had a bunch of friends who lived in Floral Park, and I always wanted to live in Floral Park. And so when Steve and I found our home, our first home, which is this home, we jumped on it and bought the home in 1996, and we had our first son in 1997 and raised our 3 boys there. And we love Floral Park and love our neighbors and the community and our home. So love everything about it. And we really have kept it original. We love it like that. So.
Some of the improvements, I know you mentioned the stucco. So when we originally moved in there, there was a Spanish-style stucco on it. I don't know if you can hear me good enough. So we actually had, there was one wall that they didn't do, and it was the light dimple texture, the original stucco. So when we did re-stucco, we went back to original on the whole house all the way around it. The glass blocks as well in the front you mentioned. When we moved in, that was stained glass, not original to the house. We found out the glass blocks are original. We put the glass blocks back and love it. There's tons of windows in the property, as you can tell from the picture of the back of it. There's 21 windows in the back there. I replaced the glass on those to save our kids from going through them because they were not the safety glass, but they are all original windows, the framing, everything is original. They are the Eloise windows. There's 3 of those. That's the shutter style windows that you pull down that are very inefficient, and everybody says change them. I say no way. They're great. There's actually 4 of those. There's another one of those in the bathroom as well, the Eloise windows. And anything else that we did to keep period. And then basically all doors and windows are original to the home. They're solid wood, so like the front door, we kept it just solid wood. That was the style then, so we went with that.
Thank you very much. Does the commission have any questions or comments of the applicants? Okay.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Recording secretary, have we received any written communication, or is there any member of the public that would like to comment on this item?
Chair, we have not received written communication. If you are attending this meeting in person and would like to comment on this item, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it into the secretary. If you are participating via Zoom and would like to comment on this item, please select the hand icon and unmute yourself. If you are calling in and would like to comment on this item, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. I will wait a few seconds. Chair, we do not have any speakers.
Okay. The public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to approve this matter?
I can make a motion, Chair, to approve this matter. Do I need to read? Okay. To adopt a resolution approving Historic Resources Commission application number 2025-12 and Historic Register categorization 2025-8, and recommend that the City Council authorize the city manager and city clerk to execute the attached Mills Act agreement with Stephen and Joelle Nisi, I hope I pronounced that right, for the property located at 2402 North Riverside Drive, subject to non-substantive changes approved by the city manager and city attorney.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hardy. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Commissioner Harrigy. Secretary, please call for roll.
Commissioner Almendral,
Yes.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Yes.
Commissioner Ship, Commissioner Rincon, Vice Chair Christie, Chair Marashi.
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Ship, Commissioner Rincon, and Vice Chair Christie absent.
Great. Congratulations. Item number 3, this is the time and place for the Historical Resource Commission application number 2024-05. Historical Register categorization number 2025-09. Historic Property Preservation application number 2025-08 for the property located at 2556 North Valencia Street, located within the single-family residence R1 zoning district. Before we begin, do any of the commissioners have anything they wish to disclose regarding this item?
Chair, I have to recuse myself. I reside within 500 feet of the subject property.
Okay. Then that takes us out of having a quorum.
Actually, so to be clear, the bylaws, section 7, paragraph B, states that an item is approved if the motion is carried by a majority of the vote of the members voting. So I read that to mean that the members that are still here at the dais, as long as a majority of those members are able to vote, then it would, I believe, carry.
Great. Thank you. Okay. All right, before we begin, okay, any other disclosures on this property?
I drove by the property, but I did not engage with anybody.
Yes.
Just familiar with the applicant, but did not discuss this particular item with him.
Okay, and I also drove by the property and looked at it, but didn't meet with the applicant. Okay, James Williams will now provide a brief presentation.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is a request to place the property addressed at 2556 North Valencia Street on the Santa Ana Register and to execute a Mills Act agreement with the property owner. The Enloe House is located in the Park Santiago neighborhood and is architecturally significant as an intact example of a Tudor Revival style house in Santa Ana. The original building permit is dated March 29, 1927 and indicates it was built as a single-family residence and garage for owner Marie Louise Enloe at a value of $4,000. Enloe was the owner of the Madame Marie Louise milliner shop in Santa Ana. The Enloes occupied the residence until 1932, after which time the family of Willard J. Lake moved in. The Enloe House qualifies for listing in the Santa Ana Register under Criterion 1 as an intact example of a Tudor Revival style home in Santa Ana. The recommended categorization is contributive because it is a good example of its architectural style. As a reminder, in order for a property to be categorized as contributive, it must contribute to the overall character and history of a neighborhood or district and be a good example of period architecture. Here we have additional photos of the Enloe House. Its character-defining features include, but may not be limited to, its high-pitched front gabled roof with a cat slide roof feature at the porch, stucco wall cladding, exterior brick chimney, restored diamond glazed wood sash windows, and a recessed front entry with segmental arch portals. The property has no identified unauthorized modifications. Upon consideration of the application, it is recommended the city enter into a historic property agreement subject to the completion of future improvements as described in the work plan. Those improvements identified in the work plan include assessing the condition of the paint and stucco and repairing and repainting as necessary, assessing the condition of the fence on the north side of the residence and repairing as necessary, assessing the condition of the walkway on the north side of the fence and repairing as necessary, assessing the condition of the roofing, eaves, fascia, and rain gutters throughout the residence and repairing as necessary. And finally, or not finally, assessing all historic windows and window framing and repainting, repairing, or replacing in kind as necessary. And finally, re-roofing as necessary. Staff will ensure that the proposed work will be done sensitively and will maintain the property's character-defining features as part of the Mills Act agreement for this property. With that, staff recommends the commission adopt a resolution to approve HRCA number 2024-05 and HRC number 2025-09, and recommend City Council authorize HPPA number 2025-08. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the commission have any questions or comments of staff? Okay. Recording Secretary, have we received any written communication Oh, no, sorry. The public hearing is now open. Would the applicant like to speak on the matter? Perfect.
Distinguished members of the commission and esteemed Mr. Chair. My name is Steve Gorgoni. This is my wife, Krishan Prasia. We appreciate your time and consideration as we speak about our home at 2556 Valencia Street in the beautiful Park Santiago neighborhood. So let me start with this. So we're requesting historic designation for our home along with the Mills Act contract, really to ensure the historic character of the property endures. We love where we live, and we love the history of this city and the neighborhood. And we want to make sure that we have the ability to continue to keep that alive in that house. So my wife and I, we chose to make Santa Ana our home. We're relatively new to the city. As I was working as a science teacher at Santa Ana High School, go Saints, and we wanted to live in the same community where I worked to be more engaged in local life. This decision worked out really well for us. We've been able to participate in various aspects of city life and school life and Santa Ana life, and we're pleased that we made Santa Ana our home, even though we don't have deep history here like a lot of other people do. Now, as admirers of a historic architecture, we're really pleased to discover that the property at 2556, Valencia Street, needed a little bit of restoration when we moved in. The vinyl windows needed to be replaced. So when we moved in, we actually embarked on quite a large renovation. Most of the money that we did was inside the house. Everything's period appropriate. We decided to put quite a big expenditure into replacing all the vinyl windows with the original period appropriate double hung windows. And we were able to also, at a considerable expense, have those diamond light windows put out front so that everybody from the street can enjoy. I mean, we've actually loved those windows in the front of those houses there. And let's see here. So it was a pretty labor-extensive renovation. We feel we brought the house back to its original life. Unfortunately, the previous neighbors, they had those vinyl windows, and some of the interior stuff wasn't quite what we thought the charm of that house really needed. The details that we put into the house, we hope that others can enjoy them as much as we have, and we want to make sure that our pursuit of the historic designation here is really our commitment to preservation in the city and our ongoing efforts to be part of the community and our stewardship in the community. We want to ensure that this architectural treasure continues to serve as a historic landmark in the beautiful Park Santiago neighborhood and maintains its beauty, makes it a little bit easier for us to maintain its beauty and keep it looking like we think it originally did. We pledge to uphold the highest standards of historic preservation, maintaining this property not just for our enjoyment, as a gift to the community and a testament to Santa Ana's remarkable heritage. We respectfully request that you grant our home this historic recognition we believe it deserves. So thank you for the consideration.
Thank you. Does the commission have any questions of the applicant? Great, thank you.
Just a comment, thank you so much for caring and recognizing the value of keeping our homes historic. They're so unique, and unfortunately, over the years, in many cities, they're disappearing, but the fact that people like you want to care and bring them back is very appreciated.
Well, it was kind of an honor for us to do that for ourselves, and we get to enjoy it. So we're glad we had the opportunity to be able to do that and continue to kind of bring back some of the gems of the city. That's the way we saw it.
Any other questions or comments? All right, thank you very much. Recording secretary, have we received any written communication? Or is there any member of the public that would like to speak on this matter?
Chair, we have not received written communication. If you are participating via Zoom and would like to comment on this item, please select the hand icon and unmute yourself. If you are calling in and would like to comment on this item, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. If you are present in this meeting and would like to speak, please fill out a request form and turn it in to the secretary. I will wait a few seconds. Chair, we do not have any speakers.
Thank you. The public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to approve this matter? Yes.
I motion to
Commissioner
approve.
Okay. Is there a second?
I can second, Chair.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve, to adopt resolution, Historical Commission Application Number 2024-05 and Historical Register Categorization Number 2025-09. And we have a recommendation that the City Council authorize the city manager and the city clerk to execute the attached Mills Act agreement with Stephen Anthony Gorgioni and Krishan Maria Prija, husband and wife, as trustees of the Stephen Anthony Gorgioni and Krishan Maria Prija Revocable Living Trust dated July 5th, 2022, for the property located at 2556 North Valencia Street, subject to non-substantive changes approved by the city manager and city attorney. That was seconded by Commissioner Hardy. Secretary, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Almendral, Commissioner Escamilla,
Yes?
Commissioner Hardy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipp, Commissioner Rincon, Vice Chair Christie, Chair Marashi.
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Almendral recusing himself and Commissioner Shipp, Commissioner Rincon, and Vice Chair Christie absent.
Great. Thank you very much. Well, congratulations. Wait for the other commissioner to join us. Item number 4, this is the time and place for Historical Resource Commission application number 2025-08, Historical Register Categorization number 2025-10, and Historic Property Preservation application number 2025-10 for the property located at 433 West Santa Clara Avenue, located in the single-family residence R1 zoning district. Before we begin, do any of the commissioners have anything they wish to disclose regarding this item? Yes, Commissioner.
I
Hardy.
drove by the property but did not engage with anybody.
I also drove by the property but didn't meet the owners.
Anybody else? Okay, I also drove by the property and I did get to meet the owners. All right. James Williams will now provide a brief presentation.
Thank you. The next item for your consideration is a request to place the property addressed as 433 West Santa Clara Avenue on the Santa Ana Register and to execute a Mills Act agreement with the property owner. The Hector Godinez house is a Spanish colonial revival style single-family residence located in the Floral Park neighborhood. The property is significant for its for associations with its original owner, Hector Godinez. Building permit data indicates the property was built in 1974 at a cost of $50,000. Mr. Godinez is significant to the history of Santa Ana for a series of contributions and is perhaps best known as the first Latino American appointed to serve as a postmaster in the United States. Mr. Godinez was born in San Diego in 1924, but moved to Santa Ana, where he attended ethnically segregated schools. This became a social issue he fought to change later in life. After the bombing of Pearl Harbor, Mr. Godinez enlisted in the United States Army and served in General Patton's Third Army as a tank commander. For his service, he earned a Bronze Star for bravery, 5 battle stars, and a Purple Heart when he was injured during the Battle of the Bulge. After his honorable discharge and through a federal program created to help partially disabled veterans gain government jobs, Mr. Godinez started his 49-year career with the United States Postal Service initially as a letter carrier in Santa Ana. Mr. Godinez also became involved in civil rights activism as a member of the League of United Latin American Citizens, also known as LULAC. He, in his work with LULAC, he was dedicated to addressing the conditions for Mexican American students in Orange County who were educated in ethnically segregated schools in the 1940s. He has been credited for his participation, though not necessarily a central role, as a member of LULAC in efforts that led to the landmark landmark state court decision in Mendez versus Orange County Board of Education, which in 1947 ruled that segregation based on national origin was illegal in California. The case was later cited as an important legal precedent in the Brown versus Board of Education decision, which ruled that racially segregated schools were unconstitutional nationwide. Mr. Godinez remained an active member of LULAC for at least another 2 decades after the Mendez decision was handed down. In 1961, Mr. Godinez was appointed by President John F. Kennedy as the first Mexican-American postmaster, not only in Santa Ana, but throughout the country. In 1975, his efforts for the Postal Service paid off when Mr. Godinez was appointed district manager of Los Angeles and Orange counties. He was promoted again 2 years later in 1977 to serve as the regional director of the Sequoia District Office, which managed all mail from the coastal regions to the Mojave Desert in Southern California. Later in life, he served on several commissions and boards, including commissioner on the City Redevelopment Commission in 1976, president of the Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce, and trustee of Rancho Santiago Community College District in 1976, and a role at the Santa Ana Healthcare Authority in 1979. Among his many achievements and accolades, Hector Godinez Fundamental High School was named in his honor. Mr. Godinez passed away in 1999. The Hector Godinez House qualifies for listing in the Santa Ana Register of Historical Properties under Criterion 4, Section B, due to his associations with Hector Godinez. The recommended categorization is key because the property is associated with a significant person in the city. The commission may recall that in order for a property to be categorized as key, it must have a distinctive architectural style and quality, be characteristic of a significant period in the history of the city, or be associated with a significant person or event in the city. Here we have additional photos of the Hector Godinez house. While the property is not significant for its architecture, its character-defining features are those associated with the period of significance of 1974 to 1979, which spans the year of construction of the house through what are seen as what we might characterize as possibly his final major contributions to community life in Santa Ana. These character-defining features generally reflect the property's Spanish colonial revival style. They include, but are not necessarily limited to, the house's L-plan, its cross-gabled roof, clay barrel tile roof cladding, stucco exterior, east facade arcade with exposed wood beams, and original wood sash sliding windows. The property has no identified unauthorized modifications. Upon consideration of the application, it is recommended that the city enter into a historic property preservation agreement subject to completion of future improvements as described in the work plan. The improvements listed in the work plan include the following: assessing the condition of all windows, including frames and sashes, and making any repairs or replacements per staff approval. Assessing the condition of the roof, roofing tiles, exposed rafters and fascia, and repairing and replacing in kind as necessary. Replacing vinyl windows on the east and north facades with wood sash windows, subject to staff approval. Assessing the condition of the hardscaping throughout the property and repairing or replacing as necessary. Assessing the condition of, or assessing the paint and stucco throughout the residence and repairing or replacing as necessary. Staff will ensure that the proposed work will be done sensitively and will will maintain the property's character-defining features as part of the Mills Act agreement for this property. With that, staff recommends the commission adopt a resolution to approve HRCA 2025-08, HRC number 2025-10, and recommend council authorize HPPA number 2025-10. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the commission have any questions or comments of staff? Yes.
As I drove by, it was very hard to see because although the landscaping is lush and beautiful, but it covered a lot. So if it could just trim down a little bit so we could have a better view of the property, because I had to go back and forth and it was it's a little bit overgrown, not a lot, but just a little trimmed down back. But that's just landscaping. It's easy to do.
That's something that we can include in the revised Mills Act work plan. Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if we've separated out any of the, you'd say, maybe non-contributive elements. So there's just like a lot going on in the house. So in the future, are there any specific elements that we will like call out as being either non-original, not from the period of significance, or anything else where we can just say, maybe this little back patio doesn't, can be kind of modified without having to come back to us? Or are we really going to be looking at everything kind of in this moment in time, and whatever modifications are going to occur in the future potentially we'll need to take a look at? I'm just wondering kind of how we handle something like that when the architecture is a little less significant and it's more about the association with the individual.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Yes, I think my understanding of the procedure is typically with the initial evaluation of the property, we provide a list of character-defining features, but do not necessarily provide those features that are not contributing. However, at the time of any proposed modification that would need to be evaluated, staff will typically look at the character-defining features anew, and based on research and visual observation, can identify those features that would qualify as character-defining features and those which wouldn't. Does that answer your question?
It does. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. The public hearing is now open. Would the applicant like to speak on the matter?
Good evening. Thank you for an opportunity to present our home. We'll be repeating a little bit of what Mr. Williams has so eloquently and comprehensively stated. I'll be a little more brief and add a few things. This is my wife, Gigi Blas. We're both physicians. We purchased the home at 433 West Santa Clara in May of 2001, and we've lived there ever since. This property, many of you know, is located in Floral Park, which I know some of you are familiar with. We have a delightful community there with a robust neighborhood association that hosts many fun events each year. I hope you'll feel free to look at the website and check out the events calendar and maybe join us sometime. We're probably best known for our annual home tour when close to 2,000 people come to the neighborhood from all over Southern California and tour several of our homes, selected homes in the neighborhood. Our home's been on the tour twice, once in its entirety and another time for the gardens only. These events raise money for scholarships for local high school graduates, so we're really proud of that. As you've heard, the home was built in 1974 by two of Santa Ana's most prominent citizens, Hector G. Godinez and his wife, Mary. They raised a large family there. When they built the home, they used materials and workmanship from Mexico. And when we renovated the interior of the home some years ago, we preserved those elements. We've not changed the outside of the home other than to embellish the landscaping, which has gotten a little lush, it seems, and for general repairs. Mr. Godinez, as you've heard, after whom one of the local high schools and a local post office is named, was a decorated war hero. He returned, as you've heard, from World War II, where he had served as a tank commander, earning both Bronze Star and Purple Heart awards. Upon returning, he rose through the ranks of the Postal Service to eventually become the Southern California District Manager. As I said, this will be some repetition. He was appointed by President John F. Kennedy, and he was the last postmaster to be appointed by a president. That's one little tidbit. He was also one of the founders, actually, of the League of Latin American Citizens. And as you've heard, that was instrumental in the legal case that ultimately led not only to the desegregation of California schools in Mendez versus Westminster School District of Orange County, but eventually to those of the nation in the case of Brown v. Board of Education. Over his many years of community service, he received rewards that, as you've heard, are too numerous to list here. Equally important, though, his wife, Mary, worked tirelessly to support new immigrants to the community with housing, jobs, food, and accounting and logistical services. Her office now serves as a library in our home. Many years after we had been living there, new immigrants would come up the driveway looking for her services, having heard about them from others, and we were saddened, of course, to have to turn them away, explaining that she was no longer there. One other thing you may not know, many have told us of gatherings of local dignitaries that the Godinezes hosted in the home over the many years that they lived there. Apparently both Governors Brown and Lou Correa, amongst many others, have attended parties at this house. It's been a delight living there and caring for this home now for almost 25 years. We feel its designation would be a significant contribution to the historical preservation of the community and in further recognition of Hector and Mary Godinez. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Does the commission have any questions or comments of the applicants?
I saw it just turned 51, so it's like, okay, you were waiting all this time, and thank you for preserving it, because we absolutely, I truly believe we should preserve our history, some outstanding citizens that have made not only our city great, but contributed to the state, so thank you for doing all that and caring for it. So yes, and yes, we've been to the events in Floral Park, no question. And Wilshire Square, we do our own.
Any other questions or comments? Yes.
From the research I did for Floral Park Neighborhood Association, that is the first Mexican-American owned property in the neighborhood historically. It is a very, very prominent house on that street, given its very, how do I explain this? There's the level of Spanish and Mexican architecture in that property makes it very prominent on that street, and it's very much in Hector's personality. I met Hector when I was 5.5. Longtime Santa Ana family. So thank you guys for doing this.
Do you happen to know Robbie, the grandson? He has a grandson that has finished law school at Chapman. Pretty cute little thing. He, when he was around 16, this must have been 10 or so years ago, he skated up on his skateboard and he said, I'm gonna get this home back in this family. I said, well, come on in, I'll show you around. And I showed him the inside and showed him what we had done. He skated off. About 10 months ago, beautiful BMW pulls into the driveway. He gets out, he says, you remember me? And I went, yeah. He had grown up quite a bit. He had finished law school at Chapman and is a successful attorney. Still wants to get the house back in the family.
You'll have to wait.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. Recording secretary, have we received any written communication, or is there a member of the public that would like to comment on this item?
Chair, we have not received written communication. If you are attending this meeting in person and would like to comment on this item, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it into the secretary. If you are participating via Zoom and would like to comment on this item, please select the hand icon and unmute yourself. If you are calling in and would like to comment on this item, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. I will wait a few seconds. Chair, we do not have any speakers.
Thank you. The public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion
Yep,
to approve this matter?
I'd like to make the motion to adopt the resolution for, let's see, Historic Resources Commission application 2025-08 in categorization number 2025-10, and then recommended action number 2.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Commissioner Escamilla. Do we have a second?
I can second, Chair.
We have a second by Commissioner Hardy. Secretary, please call roll.
Commissioner Almendral,
Yes.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipp, Commissioner Rincon, Vice Chair Christie, Chair Marashi.
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Shipp, Commissioner Rincon, and Vice Chair Christie absent.
Congratulations. Item number 5, this is the time and place for historical exterior modification application number 2025-03 for the property located at 1804 North Greenleaf Street, located within the single-family residence R1 zoning district. Before we begin, do any commissioners have anything they wish to disclose regarding this item? Yes.
I just drove by but did not talk to anybody at the property.
I also did the same.
I also did the same, and I got to meet the homeowner. Okay, James Williams will now provide a brief presentation.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the historic exterior modification application for the A.L. Glines House at 1804 North Greenleaf Street, as proposed by property owners Jason and Anais Beeth and designed by project architect Nathan Menard. The project centers on the construction of a rear second-story addition to the residence and interior remodeling to create new living space. In brief, the work on the residence would include the legalization of an unpermitted upper story bathroom addition, including existing unpermitted windows, installation of new and replacement wood hung and awning type windows on the second story, retention and or restoration of an eave line molding that will serve to pay homage to the historic form at the rear of the residence, and legalization and removal of wood shade structures and a rear deck on the secondary south and west facades. All work on the residence will occur on secondary facades, and no changes will be made to the residence's primary east-facing facade. This aerial photograph shows the property in the context of the surrounding neighborhood. On February 10th, 2023, the A.L. Glines House was listed on the National Register of Historic Places as a contributing property to the Floral Park Historic District. As such, it qualifies as a historic property pursuant to Chapter 30 of the Santa Ana Municipal Code. The property was included as a contributor to the historic district because it is an intact example of a Tudor Revival style home, consistent with the significant historical and architectural development of the district. The property is not listed individually on the Santa Ana Register of Historical Properties. Here we have additional photos of the A.L. Glines House. Its character-defining features include, but may not be limited to, its stucco wall cladding, original multi-paned casement and single-paned double-hung windows, original diamond-paned leaded color glass windows, gable vents, high-pitched cross-gable and hipped roof, bay window, and exterior and interior chimneys. As mentioned previously, the project centers on the construction of a second-story addition and remodeling of the interior within the addition. Related exterior work would include removal of the existing roof at the rear of the property. The high-pitched two-story side-gabled roof at the front of the house would remain intact. A new roof and exterior wall cladding to match the existing shingle and stucco materials would be added to shelter the addition. Installation of new second-story wood sash windows, both hung and awning types, which would maintain consistency with the remaining historic windows in the house. The replacement of 3 unpermitted vinyl windows on the secondary south facade with wood awning and hung windows, and the retention and, where necessary, restoration of the eave-line molding, which, as mentioned before, would serve as an homage to the original form and eave-line of the house and would delineate the area that's affected by the addition so as to differentiate it from the historic form of the house. The project also proposes to legalize unpermitted changes at the secondary south and west facades. These would include the legalization of simple wood shade structures on the south and west facades, legalization of the wood deck on the west facade, demolition of the wood shade structure spanning the driveway at the south side of the residence, and legalization of a fixed pane window on the ground floor of the south facade. Finally, the project would legalize unpermitted changes to the detached garage. These include the apparent removal of stucco siding, removal of a shaped parapet on the main or east facade, installation of glazed accordion doors on the north and west facades, and addition of a shade structure on the north facade. Here we have the site plan, which shows the house, the residence at the east end of the property, fronting Greenleaf Street, and garage tucked near the rear, the southwest end of the property. Here we have the existing and proposed second-story plans where it will be done. What's notable is that at the rear, or in this case, the west or left side of the property, existing attic space will be changed to 2 bedrooms. In addition, the area outlined in red is the unpermitted, bathroom addition. This will be legalized as part of the project, as mentioned previously. And so this slide shows the existing south facade and highlights areas proposed for modification. The orange box shows where the overall area that would be affected, while the areas outlined in red show the unpermitted windows proposed for legalization or replacement on this facade. In addition, the blue arrow points to the general location of one of the wood shade structures that's proposed for legalization and retention. And here is the proposed south facade, showing the new roof line at the rear of the building. Upper story windows would be replaced with 1 wood hung unit, which is at the right of the screen on the upper level, and 2 awning type windows at the center and left. Although the project originally proposed vinyl windows at these and other second-story locations, the project applicants chose, in consultation with staff, to revise the plans to include wood sash windows to maintain the addition's consistency with the historical materials and appearance of the house. In addition, the green lines show the locations of the molding proposed for retention and restoration. This element was also added as a result of collaboration between staff and the project proponents. Let's see here. Okay, and so this slide shows the existing north elevation. The items to highlight here are basically the existing roof form, and outlined in green is a remaining, excuse me, historic pair of wood sash double hung windows. Moving on to the proposal for the same elevation. So again, obviously it shows where the roof line and the walls would be raised or constructed. And the green line, that sort of hockey stick shape, shows where the molding will be retained. There are no other changes proposed for this elevation. And here we have the existing existing rear or west elevation. It's characterized, at least at the back of the house, by its 1-story height and hipped roof. And under the proposed project, the west elevation would be altered with the construction of a new gabled 2nd-story form. This would include two wood sash double hung windows. And this is also the location on the ground level of a wood shade structure proposed for retention and legalization, and a rear deck, which would also be treated similarly. And now we have, this is the garage, which has been subject to a few alterations as noted previously. Those alterations going clockwise from the upper left, show the former location of the shaped parapet. And then on the next quadrant, there's the location of the shade structure and a portion of the wraparound glazed accordion windows. There are no then for the, for the west elevation in the lower right, that's the remainder of the accordion windows. They're outlined in red. Those are proposed for legalization as well. And there are no changes proposed to the rear of the garage. Based on staff analysis, the project maintains the historic character of the property and is consistent with the Secretary of the Interior standards. Specifically, it complies with rehabilitation standards 1 through 3, 5, 6, and 9 and 10. Rehabilitation standards 4, 7, and 8 are not applicable. The project complies with the Secretary of the Interior standards and guidelines for the treatment of, complies with the Secretary of the Interior standards for the treatment of historic properties with guidelines for preserving, rehabilitating, and restoring and reconstructing historic buildings. Note that the inapplicable standards include standard 4, which refers to changes to a property that have acquired historic significance. There are no changes that are considered historically significant. Standard 7, which applies to chemical or physical treatments, and Standard 8, which applies to the treatment of archaeological resources that might be discovered or during construction, which since there's no ground disturbance, it would not be applicable. So as proposed, the project would not remove any historical materials. It would be limited to changes to the secondary facades, and it would have no direct effect on the front of the residence, including the front-facing east facade. In consultation with staff, the project applicants and architect considered alternatives to the initial proposal to ensure its consistency with the Secretary of the Interior standards. For instance, while the prospect of setting back the upper floor addition was considered, as a way of differentiating it and limiting its visibility. That option was deemed infeasible due to the cost and because it would require still reinforcement to be installed within existing like living spaces, interior of the house. The project proponents also originally proposed vinyl windows as mentioned, but at staff's suggestion opted to use wood sash windows that are consistent in terms of their materials and generally their operation, but are differentiated enough in their design that they stand apart from what remaining historical windows there are. And finally, the project proponents were amenable to staff's recommendation to retain and, where necessary, restore the historic eave-line molding, which is used to differentiate the addition from the historic structure in the absence of a setback or some other feature that might be used to that to do that work. So moving on to the analysis, although the existing roof will be altered and the residence height will be augmented at the rear, these changes will be consistent with the existing materials, specifically the existing roof shingles and stucco cladding, and they will not require the removal of any historical materials. The shingles present are non-historic asphalt shingles. And their removal won't really affect the historic character of the property. In addition, the addition will be generally obscured from view from the right-of-way. First by the existing main facade, which features a tall, high-pitched roof form. Between the roof form and the existing trees, the addition will be visible only from limited vantage points, such as from the sidewalk near the driveways on either side of the house. Excuse me. The proposed project will not remove any historic windows, and all new windows, as mentioned before, will feature wood sashes to be compatible with the historic character of the house. While not original to the residents, the shade structures and rear deck proposed for legalization and retention are features of common inconspicuous design and simple wood construction. As such, it is recommended that they don't detract from the historic character of the property and would not, their retention wouldn't be detrimental to the character of the property. Moreover, these are confined to the secondary south and west elevations and are essentially not visible from the public right-of-way. As for the garage, the changes to the garage would effectively retain an unobtrusive, generally utilitarian presence or appearance, which is compatible with the property as a whole and is really just typical of a garage. Because of that, the changes to the garage would be consistent with the standards. That's it. Oh, sorry. And then finally, staff recommends that the commission adopt a resolution approving a certificate of appropriateness for historic exterior modification application number 2025-03 as conditioned. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Does the commission have any questions or comments of staff? No?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Please.
Didn't include an elevation of the front facade.
Is there a change to the front facade?
No, there are no changes proposed for the front facade, to the front facade. Not from directly in front of the house.
It was originally a single-story structure.
It's 2 stories at the front of the house. As far as we know, yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Apologies, thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think, just wanted to confirm, I think on the site plan, we just have those little black boxes, so I'm imagining that's where the demolition work is occurring. I just want to make sure I'm reading that correctly.
Apologies. The black boxes are where the shade structures are. The one, the rightmost structure is going to be demolished because it doesn't meet our code and can't be legalized. The others will be retained. I should add that at the rear of the house, there's an additional shade structure there.
Okay. And do we have, as far as the kind of the non-permitted window towards the front of the property, but it's still on the, I guess, southern elevation, do we have any understanding of what was there before? Was that just a wall, just no evidence, have no idea what was there, so we can't really base any sort of recommendation because we don't know what was there?
No, we don't know what was there.
Okay. And then on the rear of the property, I know like we're retaining at least a portion of the eave line there. Is there a reason why it only kind of hits the corner but then doesn't go all the way across the back of the structure?
My understanding is it's just depicted that way to show where, because in the area where it's not depicted, the intention is to show where the shade structure is, so it'll be lined up. It may be a better question for the architect, though.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question. The unpermitted window, what kind of construction is it? Is it wood? Is it vinyl? Is it what?
It's a fixed wood sash window.
Perfect. Thank you. The public hearing is now open. Would the applicant or their contractor like to speak?
Chair, Commissioners, thank you so much for having us tonight. My name is Nathan Menard. I'm the architect for the project. On behalf of the owner, Jason Blythe, and his wife, Ananice, I apologize for them for not being able to be here. Mr. Blythe is on a business trip in Houston, and Ananice decided that she was going to stay home with the 2 little girls since we were number 5 on the agenda. She didn't think that this would be a good place, and she didn't have enough bribery material to keep them occupied. To answer your question, that's a great question about why it doesn't wrap around. So we do wrap it. If you look at the back elevation, you'll see that we did wrap it, but it stops where the trellis is going to go back in. So we're taking out only part of the trellis on the rear, those little boxes on the rear of the house. That's the existing site plan. Do you have the proposed site plan for me, James? So anyway, it's the setback is having us reduce that. Plus, we got to remove it to do the construction for the second floor. So we're gonna that's gonna all be new, and but we're gonna build it like for what was there. And then the reason for removing the driveway is because, again, a setback. It's all the way to the setback. We have to go 5 feet in. Can't put a column in the driveway. So there you go. What was some of the other questions? Oh, the pane window. I'm assuming that the original window there must have suffered some type of termite damage or something, and they just put in a larger, just plain glass window. I also assume that this was a much smaller house when it was first built, and that the rear portion of the house, where it's being modified, was actually an addition, a later addition to the house. And it's, there's some of the details that don't match if you look at it really closely. And I think that what we're doing, even though it's there, it's historic now, so you don't know if it was 50 years ago or whatever. what we're doing, we're still paying homage to that. We have to go by the guidelines for the Secretary of Interiors. Are there any other questions you guys have for me?
Nope, we're good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming.
Appreciate your consideration.
Recording Secretary, have we received any written communication, or is there a member of the public that would like to comment on this item?
Chair, we have not received written communication. If you are attending this meeting in person and would like to comment on this item, please fill out a request to speak form and turn it into the secretary. If you are participating via Zoom and would like to comment on this item, please select the hand icon and unmute yourself. If you are calling in and would like to comment on this item, please dial 9 and then 6 to unmute yourself. I will wait a few seconds. Chair, we do not have any speakers.
Thank you. The public hearing is now closed. One of the comments I wanted to make real quick, because I know you may bring it up, especially after the last house, about being overgrown a little and needing a little trimming back. I did talk to the homeowner about that. He brought it up. He says the trees are already overdue for trimming, and he's planning on doing that. He also is planning on painting the house, but first he wanted to get the plans and all that together, and then that'll be part of the work plan. So just letting you know about that. Okay, is there a motion to approve this matter?
I can make a motion, Chair, to adopt a resolution approving a certificate of appropriateness for historic exterior modification application number 2025-03 as conditioned.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hardy. Is there any second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Commissioner Amador. Secretary, please call roll.
Commissioner Almendral,
Aye.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipp, Commissioner Rincon, Vice Chair Christie, Chair Marashi.
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Shipp, Commissioner Rincon, and Vice Chair Christie absent.
Thank you. Congratulations. That concludes the public hearing. Moving on to administrative matters. I know we still have the one item, and I was going to cover that only because Commissioner Escamilla just left, so we don't have a quorum right this second. Okay. All right. Moving on to administrative matters. This is the time for discussion. The item up for discussion is the nomination of the 2 Historic Resource Commissioners to participate in the 2025 City of Santa Ana Historic Preservation Awards Ad Hoc Committee. Ricardo Soto will now provide a brief update on the 2025 City of Santa Ana Historic Preservation Awards.
Thank you, Chair. I'm happy to share that the nomination period was officially opened September 2nd. It's going to be open through October 2nd. The flyer, categories, and nomination forms are all available on the city's Historic Preservation webpage. And just for those listening in tonight, there are 5 categories that projects can be nominated under. They're restoration, rehabilitation, merit, beautification, and infill design. What the commission has done in the past is create an ad hoc committee comprised of 2 commissioners and 1 design professional in the historic preservation field. So what I'd request from Chair and the commission tonight is creation of an ad hoc to review the nominations that are submitted through this year's nomination period and then select the winners.
Thank you. Does the commission have any questions or comments of staff? Okay. We will now accept nominations for the 2 Historic Resources Commissioners to participate in the 2025 City of Santa Ana Historic Preservation Awards Ad Hoc Committee. Do I have any nominations?
I would like to nominate our newest member, Dylan Almendral, Almendar. Almendral. Yeah. Close enough, Almendar, yeah, to the committee.
Okay, do we have any other nominations for the second position?
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Hardy. He is a very good eye for
I would second that, absolutely. Okay, we have a nomination of Commissioner Amador and also of Commissioner Hardy. Secretary, please call roll.
Commissioner Almendral,
Aye.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Yes.
Commissioner Ship, Commissioner Rincon, Vice Chair Christie, Chair Marashi.
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Ship, Commissioner Rincon, and Vice Chair Christie absent.
Great. Congratulations, you two. That concludes the administrative matters. Before we move on to staff comments, I would like to cover the one remaining consent item, item number C for the Mills Act. I know that, do we have we can still vote on it, right?
We can vote on it, I think.
Excellent,
yeah,
good.
You have to recuse yourself.
sorry.
Oh, no.
Commissioner Almendral, you don't have to recuse yourself. You can go ahead and abstain, and you can still stay in.
All right.
Do I have to say that I abstain?
Yes.
I'm glad we can do this because my understanding is this is the last meeting for the year of anybody to put in their Mills Act and get it approved for this year. Is that correct? Yes, good. So, all right. Do I have a motion to approve item C of the consent calendar?
I'll make the motion to
Great.
approve item C.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Please call roll.
Commissioner Almendral,
I abstain from vote.
Commissioner Escamilla,
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy,
Yes.
Commissioner Jauregui,
Yes.
Commissioner Ship, Commissioner Rincon, Vice Chair Christie, Chair Marashi.
Yes.
Motion approved by majority vote with Commissioner Almendral abstaining and Commissioner Ship, Commissioner Rincon, and Vice Chair Christie absent.
Great. Thank you very much. Moving on to staff comments.
Thank you, Chair. I did want to share with the commission that the ad hoc committee that was formed to take a look at Chapter 30 updates related to site inclusion on the DPR forms, requirements for a disclosure when properties are sold, and demolition by neglect have met 2 times this year, with the last meeting taking place July 24th, and we're scheduled to meet for the 3rd time October 16th to go over the draft language that we would then be moving forward to presenting to the broader commission at the end of this year. And for the second ad hoc committee that was formed related to the Emigdio Vasquez murals, we have yet to meet, but we are looking forward to starting to meet with that ad hoc committee later this year, preferably, or we're looking at October or November, depending on everyone's calendars.
Excellent. Thank you for the update. Anything else?
That's it for staff. Thank you.
Great.
Oh, one last thing. I
Yes.
did want to share with the commission that starting Monday of this week was Hema Sapien's first official day as the Planning Commission Secretary. So I just want to congratulate her on her promotion to that position.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. That concludes staff comments. Moving on to closing comments by the commissioner. Let's start over here with Commissioner Jauregui.
Well, it's been lovely this whole year, and I'm excited to see what next year comes, and I'm in the ad hoc committee, so I really enjoy that. I also want to make an open invitation to everybody. I left a flyer with him for E-Bill. It's going to be actually 2 movies. I just forgot. We have a movie club at the E-Bill. I sit on the board, for those who don't know, and we're going to have a classic movie night this Sunday at 2 p.m., and it's going to be, it's a classic, is it The African Queen? No, it's Singing in the Rain. So it's time for joy and happiness and fabulous music. So at 2 p.m., it's free. It's open to all the members, but it's actually open to anybody who wants to enjoy the E-Bill at 2 p.m. this Sunday. We will be having Singing in the Rain. In October, I am really trying to establish a tradition that every year, the last Wednesday before Halloween, we have an open house to the E-Bill to come and enjoy and get to see the building and the activities, but we're going to have a classic Halloween movie. And this year's Halloween movie is what's the name of I keep forgetting, Escape to Outer Space? It's
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Planet 9 from Outer Space. It's the last movie in which Bela Lugosi starred. He's at the beginning, but not at the end, and vampire, and she walks with funny hands. It's hilarious, it's corny, it's fabulous. So the flyer is, I gave it to him to share with everybody, invite your friends. It's open house. It's a Wednesday at, the event starts at 5 for open house, the movie at 5:45, and all our sections and activities will be on display so everybody can see what we do. So thank you very much, and have a fabulous holidays if I don't see you in season for the rest of the year. Oh, and we'll be having our, check out Wilshire Square website. We will be having our Christmas parade the first Saturday in December, and we welcome everybody to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Switching to the other end, let's go to Commissioner Almadrill.
I want to thank everyone for a great first meeting from me. Staff has been absolutely wonderful, above and beyond in communication and guidance and understanding. This has been thoroughly rad. As a working historian, I'm actually working on, with Manny, we're doing some research on the first Latino-owned business in Santa Ana. I found original photos dating to about 1892 on 4th Street. And that research will be coming out via social media and stuff probably in the coming months. So thank you guys, and I look forward to the next meeting.
Thank you. Commissioner Escamilla.
Just want to welcome Dylan onto the team up here, so it's good to have you up here. And yeah, staff, this is a fun, action-packed special meeting, so definitely packed in a lot today. And I appreciate the efficiency that of how you ran the meeting, Ed, so definitely appreciated the speed at which you were able to get out today.
One more thing, I will try to not be so close to applicants next time.
Yes, Commissioner Hardy.
Yes, I just wanted to welcome Commissioner Dillon, and I want to announce that we are in historic Hettinger Park neighborhood once again having our Hettinger Haunt event. It's a yard decorating contest. 13 frightful sights. So 13 properties will receive a yard sign. A numbered yard sign showing from the street that they've been recognized for having some scary decorations or some holiday decorations. And I see already some properties are decorating, so there's a lot of enthusiasm. So in October, drive around Hettinger Park and come and look at our decorations and our historic homes. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank staff very much, especially James. We really worked you out tonight. And also Brandon, thank you very much for keeping us straight and when we can vote and when we can't. So thank you. Again, I want to welcome everybody to come to the Floral Park trick-or-treating. That's always a big event in the neighborhood. Also, I wanted to mention that Vice Chair Christie recommended that maybe we go talk to Comlink. So she and I are setting up to do a little talk at the next Comlink meeting in October, just to present who we are and take advantage of us. Also, I wanted to just, if you're interested in tours of French Park and downtown and Floral Park, there's at least 4 in the next month and a half coming up for Preserve OC, so check out Preserve OC's website. Other than that, everybody have a safe and joyous holiday. Thank you very much. The next regular meeting will be held on Thursday, November 6, 2025 at 4:30 in the city's City Council's chamber located at 2022 Civic Center Plaza. Meeting is closed.
Meeting is adjourned at 6:19 p.m.